Hello again viewers, it's Peter Elgar from Brentwood, Essex, England. Welcome back to my channel. And thanks for all the help you give me in subscribing, and give me a thumbs up if you like it. Well, I've got another camera to show you today. It's a make I've never had before. It's another gift from a camera club member who bought it cheaply at a car boot sale, and he said well he'll never use it, so he gave it to me. And it is a FUJICA. It's a FUJICA STX-1, and I've never ever had a FUJICA because they came a bit late to the market, I think, when everybody else had their SLRs out. So it never really took on, but they did come out with a huge amount of lenses, these EBC Fujinon lenses, a huge amount of wide angle, telephoto zooms. They put a load of research into it, but the FUJICA make never really took off. So anyway, they must be good because they make the lenses for the Hasselblad digital camera now. So Fuji lenses must be good. Now I'm going to show you most of the controls in close-up in a moment, but this is just a little introduction. And this is a bayonet mount lens. It's a Fujinon 1.9 aperture, and it's a bayonet because the original Fuji cameras came out with a screw thread. If you press this release button and you twist, and the bayonet lens comes off like that. Now when I got it, it was extremely dry, so I put a minute amount of lubrication around there, and when I bayonet it on, red dot to red dot, it now goes on very sweetly. And that is a little tip. If you bayonet and unbayonet so many times, the mount gets a bit dry and can cause a bit of wear. So a minute amount of lubrication does it a bit of good. And I found this lens is a bit sharp at 1.9. I've done some tests, and when I've done fair close-ups at 1.9, say 5 feet away, the definition of 1.9 is very good, outstanding. But when I've done one distance of some houses across the road, the definitions seem to be a bit soft. I don't think that was camera shake, or maybe I twisted the focus, but anyway, I've got to do some more tests. But the weather here at the moment is terrible weather, all grey, dark grey overcast for taking pictures outside, so I haven't done a great number of tests with it. But when it stopped down at f2.8 even, it's critically sharp, so I've done some picture with it. Now it does have a rather restricted shutter dial. It only goes from half a second to a strange 1/700th of a second, which is probably because they want to be more honest with their shutter speeds. I bet you the thousandths of most cameras, it doesn't give you a thousandth, it probably give you more like a 700th anyway. The Fuji are being more honest with their camera. But what we'll do, we'll see if we can't show you some stuff in close-up, and then you'll be able to see the detail a bit better. And we'll show you the close-up stuff, okay? So here's the camera in close-up, and we're going to be able to show you some controls a bit easier. We'll go through the top plate first, which is very simple. There's not much on it. A film rewind knob, the hot shoe here. It's only got one flash contact because you can't have through the lens flash metering with about 4 different contacts with a camera which doesn't have an electronic shutter. It's only got a mechanical shutter. This is the shutter speed dial, and it goes from half a second to 1/700th of a second. At 2 means half a second. Half a second. And we wind it round to the end, and it says 1/700th of a second. And also got brief time where the shutter will remain open for as long as you keep your finger pressed or cable release in the little button release here. You can put a cable release in there. Now the shutter's open now for as long as you hold your finger down that's on brief time. It also has a nice delayed action around the front here. You pull the lever and you press the release button, and then 10 seconds later the shutter should go. See if we can show you. There we are. For half a second. And we'll open up the lens aperture to 1.9. Show you once again. The lens will be open to 1.9 now. You see the whole circle of the lens. Yeah, beautiful action. Now, loading the film, it's got a rather strange loading feature here. You've got to put it underneath this little bar. You don't just tuck it in a slot. There's a dummy film. I make certain that is down. And you put it across. And then you push the film leader into this little sort of bar here. Right, doing it on a video is always 4 times more difficult than doing it in real life. There. So that it's latched on. It's latched on like this on the Fuji. Then press with your thumb, wind it, and then watch to see that the cogs are attached here. And it's tight, yes, and it hasn't slipped out. Then you can press that across, complete the wind, fire off one, then watch the rewind knob here. Yes, that is moving, so that means your film is correctly loaded. And even though it doesn't say number 1 in here, you can get extra frames by starting to photograph straight away. You'll get extra 3 frames on a 36, and you'll get 27 out of a 24. Now, what about the exposure metering? Well, the Fuji, it does through the lens metering, but it's manual metering. Now, I'm not clever enough to show you what's inside here, I'm afraid. So you have to take my word for it. On the left-hand side of the viewfinder, you just have a scale with all the shutter speeds shown, and the shutter speed that you are using is a little green bar. It doesn't do anything else, it just shows you the shutter speed. If you change it, the little green bar goes up and down on that side. On the right hand side, you've got another scale which plus at the top and minus at the bottom, and there's a sort of a little bar thing in the middle. Then when you meter a subject, you press gently on the shutter release here, and then you look on the right hand side to where that needle goes, and you have to choose an aperture until the needle goes in the middle. And if you can't get it in the middle, then you change the shutter speed until you can balance the exposure. You've got to do it, look at both. When you're more advanced, you can do it so quickly. I mean, I know that pointing at the window here, I can stick it on a 250th, but indoors in the house here, I'll put it more like an 1/8 or a 15th to balance the exposure. And then when that's in the middle, your exposure is balanced for the area that you're measuring. You still have to be careful though, looking at the tones of the subject. And if you've got something which is all white, you've got to give it more exposure. And if you've got something which is very, very dark, or a small subject against a very dark background, you give it less exposure. You've got to do the compensation yourself, because as it doesn't have an electronic shutter, there's no exposure compensation dial here as you get on more advanced cameras. You've got to think more on the subject you're taking. But then when you finish your film, you press in the rewind knob here and you wind it back into the cassette. And then if you're clever enough, you can leave that out. I'll show the action. Yeah, it's winding back now. You want to be careful so that you leave out that tongue, so it makes it very much easier for processing and getting it into a developing tank, or when they put it into their machine for processing. Try and leave the tongue out. It's easier for processing. There's not much else to show you. I've shown you where the batteries go in there. Tripod bush here, which I've used that, and that is about it. It's quite a simple camera, but it does work well. And when you think about your exposure settings with the subject you're taking, and the lens is quite sharp, and the flash works. So there we are. Hope you enjoy this little breakdown on the FUJICA STX Mark 1. Thanks for following me, and hope new members will subscribe. Thank you.